Welcome to Rocky Mountain Renewal. My name is Victoria. I'm originally from England. I married an American, and after living all over the world, we settled in Manitou Springs, Colorado. We bought a 100-year-old former boarding house and outbuildings which needed complete renovation. It's been a labor of love and lots of hard work, but we still find time to have fun and explore the amazing place we live in. Come join us on our journey as we renew our home and our spirits in the beautiful Rocky Mountains. Hi everyone, this week we wanted to do something a little bit different. We wanted to show you a little bit of our town, Manitou Springs. So we're going to do a little walkthrough of the city and show you some of the springs that we have around town. There are 8 of them in all, but I'm just going to do a couple today. And just give you a feel for the town that we live in and where we're situated. And yeah, we hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try and tell you a little bit about the historical pieces along the way. And yeah, I hope you like it. I'm going to show you Viola now, my daughter. She wants to say a quick hello.
Hello.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Viola. I live here as well.
How old are you? Oh.
11 turning 12 this December. And that's Helen.
And
that's Pete.
Okay, so are you going to be in some of the videos then?
Yes, I will be in some of the videos.
And what will you be telling us about?
I don't know.
Whatever
you're explaining.
What do you want to tell people about? How about...
Well, I really like owls, so I might explain some of the owls. You can hear them at night around here.
Yeah. What sort of owls do we have here?
We usually have great horned owls, barn owls, and then if you go out towards the Great Plains, like just outside the Rockies, it's not too far from here. You can see little burrowing owls.
That's right, and you've got a huge collection of them in your bedroom.
I have a huge collection in my room. It's just
yes, and you can tell people a little bit about the renovation of this house and how you feel about how long it's taken us to renovate, and what are your feelings on that?
It's definitely been a long time for renovation, but it's been enjoyable. And now it really feels like, now that we've done some of the major things, but not all of them, that we can really enjoy our surroundings a bit more.
Yeah, but what else would you do to the house to make it better? Like the upstairs, the attic?
Add more owls.
Add more owls. What about the attic? Do you want it as more of a playroom?
Well, the attic, I was planning on adding, we were planning on adding a reading nook up there.
A reading nook, yes.
And we actually might be reversing the staircases, so
yes,
they'd be open to like just
this end here rather than
here, which is our closet right now.
Yeah, rather than the laundry being in there, or the linen in there. Yeah, so we could do that and make a big space up there for you guys and add another bathroom up there. So that's going to be fun, isn't it? Are you going to help us do that?
No.
Why not?
Hard work.
Oh, come on. So what else do you love about Manitou? What else can we...
Well, I think it's really amazing. The wildlife here is pretty incredible, very friendly. I mean, we have a herd of deer in our yard almost every day. Like I said, lots of owls. You can just hear them out the window, and literally there's a mountain. You walk up the street behind us and you can go up 2 different mountains.
Yes, it's incredible, isn't it? Do you want to tell them about the Intamin Trail?
Oh yeah, just the other day we went up the Intamin Trail. It's really wonderful. It's nice to do. We went up in the morning. It was a little cold, but yeah, there's tons of wildlife up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of the bears sleep up there. Of course, we didn't see any during the daytime.
But we do have bear down here and there.
Yes, all the time. We have
knocking over trash cans.
Yeah, it's the law here. You have to have a bear-proof trash can.
Yes.
And you can see them. We catch them on cameras all the times. Bears just knocking down trash cans around here.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why our cats have to be indoor cats, because we have...
Yeah, mountain lions as well.
Mountain lions, yeah.
They'll eat our cats.
They would munch them in 2 seconds flat. So we have to keep them indoors. And they're also rescue cats, so we need to be careful with that. But what else? What is your favorite part of living in Manitou besides the nature?
I really just think that it's such a small town, but everyone here is super friendly. You almost know everyone the second you get here because of how small it is. Yeah, it's just such a friendly place to be around.
And favorite shops or restaurants? Which
I don't really have a favorite shop or restaurant, but just around town is nice. There's so many nice stores with like handcrafted
yes,
things.
that's right.
I don't know if you've seen, but we have a Mount Man store, and they have all the stuff you need to go hunting and the deer
camping
skins
and
all sorts of stuff. We go camping all the time.
yeah, so that store was originally, I think, set up because it was sort of supplies for those who were going up into the mountains for gold mining and silver mining
and trapping animals.
And so yeah, so that was set up, and I think that's it's still the same.
Still
It
going
is
to
still the
this day.
same. Yeah, still going to this day. So yeah, we have lots of funny, quirky little shops and artsy shops and local art, as you say, handmade art. And no, it's a very special town. I'm sorry for the bare walls behind us here. We are still figuring out what pictures need to go up where and how they should appear, and also down this side as well we need to fill the walls. So yeah, we've got a lot to do still, but we're getting there. And then when Viola's bedroom is tidy, hopefully
My room is tidy.
Hopefully we can do some inspections of the rooms, because we haven't seen.
You don't want to do an inspection of my sister's room though.
No, why not?
She loves Lego, first of all, and squirrels. So her room, she has this huge princess bed with a slide in it, but her floor is covered in Lego. She's constantly.
It's a mess.
Well, usually we got some of it was mine when I was little, some of it was Dad's when he was little. So she just has this massive amount of Lego. She's constantly destroying, building.
That's right.
And neither of us are allowed in her room for some reason.
Yeah, it needs a good tidy though before I show it on camera.
Yes.
And also your room.
Is tidy.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to these rooms eventually. But yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Viola, and we will see you soon. When visitors ask about where the springs are in Colorado Springs, the answer is Manitou Springs. Currently, there are 8 springs open to the public, each with its own distinctive flavor and effervescence. Centuries ago, the great tribes of the plains and the Manitou Utes paid homage to the healing and spiritual powers of the mineral springs and believed medicinal waters were a gift from the Great Spirit Manitou. Snowmelt from Pikes Peak and surrounding mountains soak into rock fractures. As the water penetrates to great depths, it becomes heated and mineralized. The warm water naturally flows up into cavernous limestone where it becomes carbonated, then issues from the numerous natural and drilled springs throughout Manitou. Because the water takes thousands of years to complete its journey from mountain sources, it is totally free of industrial and atmospheric contamination. Beginning in 1871, developers created the resort of Manitou Springs to provide the popular water therapies. Cultural and medical traditions brought prosperity, but as health practices improved across the country, Manitou's famous springs slowly became forgotten and neglected. Fortunately, most of them have now been restored by the Mineral Springs Foundation. So you can see some of the beautiful mountains in our background here. Behind that North Pole sign, you can see a line going up the mountain. I'm going a bit too fast with the camera, but that's called the incline. The incline is an arduous climb in Manitou. It is a popular hiking trail that rises above Manitou Springs, and the incline ascends on the east slope of the Rocky Mountain. The trail is the remains of a former 3-foot narrow gauge funicular railway whose tracks were washed out during a rock slide in 1990. It's famous for its views. It has an average grade of 45%, or it's 24 degrees. And it really it's a challenge and a half. I've done it once, and I think I'll only ever do it once. The incline gains 2,011 feet over 1 mile. So we stand at 6,500 feet. You're going up to 8,500 feet. And currently the incline has approximately 2,744 steps from the bottom to the summit. It's a tough one. Okay, so we're now coming up to the 7-minute spring. 7-minute spring was drilled to enhance the park of a large hotel at the site in 1909. Carbonation caused it to erupt at 7-minute intervals. It was actually re-drilled in the 1990s and the surrounding park was developed. Park is a gazebo incorporating an 1880s design of a structure that once sheltered the Ute Iron Spring on Ruxton Avenue. The park also features an outdoor amphitheatre, sculpture garden, and beautiful views of the surrounding mountains. 7-Minute Park is the crowning jewel in the legacy of achievements on behalf of the community by the Mineral Springs Foundation. So this is coming to the Sunwater Spa now. The red building there is where they offer treatments, but that round building there is just fantastic. They offer soaking in a variety of cedar tubs with the different waters from around town. This statue stands in Memorial Park. It's a statue of George Eber Duclos, who was the first soldier from Manitou Springs to die in World War I. And he was buried on the 11th of September in 1921 at Crystal Valley Cemetery, which is in Manitou Springs. He actually died in 1918, but was buried in France after being killed at the Battle of Belleau Wood. His father requested that his son be disinterred and be returned to the United States, which he was. This is the Budford Pavilion, which sits in the Soda Springs Park. It's actually named after our neighbour's father, who was mayor here. And then we come up to the creek. As you can see, this is the bridge that goes over the creek that runs through town. We're coming up Manitou Avenue, and as you can see on the right hand side, now we're at St Andrew's Episcopal Church. In the 1880s, this had been a wooden structure. It came about through fundraising from various wealthy families, and then in 1904, a stone structure was erected, which you can see here now. You probably can't read the text there, but there we are. This was the Wheeler Bank. It was Manitou's first financial institution. It was started in 1888 and shared a building with the dry goods store as well as the Wheeler Opera House, which resided on the second floor. The bank remained operational until the economic crash of 1893, where over 600 banks were forced to close. Jerome Wheeler had moved to Manitou for health reasons. He had hoped that the crisp Colorado air would help his wife's case of bronchitis. Once he arrived in Manitou, Jerome wasted no time working to make a name for himself. He began his entrepreneurship in the mining and railroad industry. He also operated the Manitou Mineral Water Company, which shipped tonics as far as New York City. He created this clock in 1889 for the opening of the Manitou Mineral Water Bottling Company. The clock was also a fountain. Water flowed from stylized dolphin heads into bowls. The lower bowls allowed man's best friend a drink. The statue on top is of the Greek goddess Hebe, daughter of Zeus and Hera. Hebe was the keeper of the elixir of eternal youth for the gods of Mount Olympus, which was served from the pitcher she holds at her side. The selection of Hebe represents the healing properties of the city's mineral waters. This is one of the original engines from the Pikes Peak cog railway. It was a steam-powered engine that used to drive tourists all the way up to the top of Pikes Peak. It would start in Manitou Springs and go up to over 14,500 feet. Over the years, that changed to a gas railway and then onto a diesel electric railway. This year, they had to pause for some reconstruction, but they're now back on track, I think, to open again in May 2021. But it's quite a feat getting up there. It's amazing how they had to carve their way up the mountainside to get this track laid. And as you can see, this is one of the steam-powered engines that will push the car up. It's absolutely freezing at the top, but you can see across 5 states once you're up there. So just looking back up to the mountains there, you can see Pikes Peak in the distance. And now we're coming along Cannon Road. We find the Cliff House Hotel, which was founded over 125 years ago. There have been various reconstructions because of fires, but it still remains today a very popular hotel. To the left, we'll see the Penny Arcade, which has been there since the 1930s with various little games and entertainments. Lots of tourists love to play down there. Cliff House at Pikes Peak capitalized on the sudden influx of wealthy clients eager to take advantage of the healing powers of the springs. The hotel became a resort for the wealthy and remained popular well into the 20th century. In the 30 years that followed, the founding of the Manitou Bathhouse Company saw the hotel expand from 20 rooms to 56 and eventually to 200. Visitors included Theodore Roosevelt, Ferdinand Crown Prince of Austria, William Henry Jackson, Charles Dickens Jr., P.T. Barnum, Thomas Edison, Clark Gable, F.W. Woolworth, and Paul Getty. There's much more of the town that I've recorded, but I want to show you that on a different day. Here's a picture of some of our friends that arrive in our garden on a daily basis. This is not the snow from today, but we have had snow today and it's starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Thank you for watching and I hope you liked the video. If you do, please like and subscribe and I'll see you here soon. Bye.